Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now July 20th of 2023, and if I really had to say one thing here, the most embarrassing thing what Disney did with the Snow White leaked photographs is how they came out and claimed that the photos were fake, and then they came out moments later saying that, oh, well, they're not fake, they're just not official photographs that were actually photographed by Disney photographers. And that's essentially, what put them in this really tricky situation where they appeared as liars because they are, and they were really trying to do serious damage control when the leaked photographs surfaced on the internet, showcasing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs that are very much different in design, mind you, to the 1937 original. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And let's get right into the subject, shall we? Now, there's something even more embarrassing than that about what Disney actually did with the Snow White 2024 film behind closed doors. Now, we all know that there's a lot of controversy surrounding this film, and for valid reasons so, by the way, guys. I mean, look at what they did to the Seven Dwarfs, look at what they did to Snow White as a character, and let alone how the story is aimed to be a beat for beat of the 1937 film, but at the same exact time, they are drastically changing things around, such as Prince Florian not being in the movie. Instead, we have a regular guy named Jonathan, just very flat out bland. But getting into the real issue here at hand and what's going on with a lot of these firings over Snow White is actually a very big and interesting development behind closed doors. However, with Snow White now still on track for a March 2024 release date window, regardless of the recent controversy from the leaked photographs of the Seven Dwarfs and Snow White, one major development revolving around Bob Iger and the board is that multiple firings recently took place over the Snow White film because of the rise in criticism. Specifically, Disney has reportedly fired an entire marketing team that was responsible for the upcoming Snow White film. These firings are said to be in the dozens, handling the promotional work of Snow White as well as Disney firing an entire trailer company that was working on the Snow White official trailer to be released by this year's D23 event in September. Disney is now rapidly seeking a new trailer company after firing the previous one in an attempt to hide or drastically reduce the appearance of the Seven Dwarfs in the official trailer. So guys, let me just say one thing about this. I don't know if you guys knew this, but most major productions out there, they usually hire these trailer companies that edit the trailers, edit the teasers, and they get that out there, and they pretty much, put it forward to a company like Disney, for example. They give it the okay, or they don't give it the okay, and then they move on from there. In this case, Disney fired a whole crew working on the trailer for Snow White 2024, specifically a trailer company, and are moving to a totally different one that's going to be more lenient and have, of course, a different strategy in mind by hiding or drastically reducing the Seven Dwarfs in the official trailer for D23. Now, this is where things get even more complex, by the way, guys. So, for those of you that do not know, D23 takes place on September 9th, which is when they want to drop the trailer. September 9th or 10th, right around there, while the D23 event takes place. That's when they're aiming it for. They originally wanted to get this thing out by the end of July. That's not happening, so that's all called off. Now they're pretty much in a standstill on whether or not they want to make a teaser or have an official trailer, and that's it. Let's get into this further, alright? Now, on top of this, Disney reportedly is already hiring a new marketing team as well as the new trailer company for Snow White well ahead of its D23 event, and that the higher-ups are now discussing if they should skip a teaser trailer or just go straight to a full-length trailer and keep that as is until its release. Now, the result of Disney firing this film trailer company is that they actually had the Seven Dwarfs being very prominent in the footage displayed and Disney was not in agreement with that, especially after the rise of criticism. They decided to fire this company and are going to hire another one by this week to put together a brand new trailer as carefully as they can and as slowly as possible to focus mainly on Snow White and the Evil Queen, and only either tease or not even include the 7 dwarves in the first trailer. Now, Disney is reportedly very well aware that by doing this, they will get much criticism either way by cutting down the appearances of the dwarves or showcasing them, so it's a catch-22. But they have come to realize it will do more damage than good by making them prominent in the trailer for D23. Now, guys, look, I've said this many times. I said this yesterday. If Disney really wanted to be responsible and if they wanted to hold any kind of accountability and really take the criticism at heart, delay this movie 1 whole year, reshoot the 7 dwarves at the very least, redesign them. I don't even care if they're CGI, whatever you have to do, or just hire new actors that are actual, actors that know how to fit the role, voice the role, and act like the 7 dwarves. Then that's perfectly fine with me. They did it with Sonic, they've done it with other franchises out there where they kind of messed things up and screwed things up there and, here and there, and they corrected themselves, but they had to delay the movie. Sonic did this, and they were able to do this by delaying the movie less than a year. Alright, that just goes to show you that that can be done. They literally redesigned Sonic throughout the whole movie from start to finish, CGI, mind you, that animated material, and yet Disney is absolutely refusing to take this criticism at heart and just reshoot the 7 dwarves. That, to me, I think is just truly offensive, the fact that they don't want to go through with that, and it just goes to show how lazy of a company Disney really is. Take that into consideration there. The fact that the creators of Sonic pulled it off, but Disney, who apparently has all the money in the world, can't pull something like this off. And we all have to remember that they wrapped filming for Snow White back in July of 2022, so they've really been sitting on this movie for a very long time, because they know about the criticism. And they had original plans for the 7 dwarves that was going to be more accurate to their representation from the 1937 original, and that was all canceled. We talked about that yesterday if you want to check it out. Now, moving onwards here, alright, on top of this, D23, which kickstarts on September 9th, Disney is planning to spend a couple of weeks developing this new, revised trailer for the masses and is said to have a specific strategic marketing plan for the film now, after the leaked photographs surfaced. However, there's a couple of members on the board that are pushing for some kind of footage to be released well before D23 because they feel it might even do more damage by hiding everything. Now, here's the problem with this, alright? When you look at Snow White as a movie, we know that they're going to be very reluctant on releasing any kind of footage now because they know how the masses are reacting, they know how the people are viewing the 7 dwarves. That's the main issue at hand, by the way, guys. I want to be very clear. That is the main issue with Snow White 2024. I believe even more so than the casting decision of Rachel Zegler as Snow White. I think that the 7 dwarves problem is more prominent than that because of how not only is it so offensive in a way to the dwarfism community, how do you think that makes them feel? But this is Disney really just playing it safe in Bob Iger's mind. Reportedly he did this to play safe, to not offend anybody, to not offend the dwarfism community, and stuff like that. So when you look at Disney, they really need to shape up. So guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.